Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we're relaxing as per usual. Yeah, what are we going to talk about? I don't really know necessarily. I'm sort of trying to think. Like, was there anything else about day of which there is to talk about? You know what I can talk about is the fact that from a Minecraft Live experience, I was actually thinking about this as well. It was really random, but I bought a baby fox nightlight. Was it overpriced? Yes, I'm pretty sure it's like almost half a price actually online, but whatever. Who cares? Is it impulse buy? Because that's what souvenirs are sometimes. Anyway, good evening everyone. We're now in Fawnhallow. It's 11:54 p.m. on Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Now, I say it's very cute, and I use it actually, and I genuinely do use it. I basically turn it on, and then when I go turn off my light in my room, because my room is actually quite far from my bed. This allows me to actually see my light, and then I can turn it off there. Sometimes I keep it on if I'm like on my phone or something. I think it gives like a really nice warm glow. But the thing which is very abundantly clear to me, is that this must clearly be like a nightlight or something, which is also very interesting to me because I feel like nightlights are something which I never really had as a child. I don't think I did. Maybe I did, but and I don't remember. But I don't have a conceptual memory of them. Like the first time I remember being introduced to the concept of a nightlight was in Simpsons, which seems to be more of a cultural zeitgeist for many people. Is that how you use that word? Fine. Zeitgeist. The defining spirit or mood of a particular period of history as shown by ideas and beliefs of a time. Okay, well, while it's technically true, it's not really how I remember that word for some reason. Zeitgeist. So zeitgeist, I guess, is kind of like a vibe. Anyway, so while Simpsons was very much a zeitgeist for 1990s, question mark, 2000s, I still remember the episode. It's when Bart sleeps over at Ralph Wiggum's house, and then he's like going to sleep at night, and like Ralph gets scared of a duck, so he needs a nightlight, and a nightlight is like so unbelievably bright or something. And that's the first time I remember I was introduced to the concept of a nightlight, because I didn't have a nightlight, I don't think, growing up. At least I don't remember. Like, I'm trying to remember. Like, I think at the same time I did have some comfort in light. Not necessarily because it was light, but because it meant that someone, was there, I suppose. Like my family, not like some random person, I mean. And like I still had, before, the robot accusations come out again, I still had, the hallmarks of not, I'm not going to say fear of the dark, but definitely, like, I remember I used to always like play my Nintendo Wii, quite late, so I'd often be the last one to leave like the ground floor and go upstairs to the bedrooms. My bedroom, I didn't have multiple bedrooms, and I always was very much irked out by turning off the lights downstairs and going up the stairs. But I did used to, I'm not gonna lie, I used to like have a quickened run up the stairs, until at some point I was just like, I don't know why I'm doing this, like what do I think is down there? Like there's an amazing amount of clarity which comes into conquering, I think, apprehensions, anxieties and fears by just going like, well, like if there was something in the dark it would have got me by now, so yeah. What am I going to do, run up the stairs? I'm going to somehow outrun it? No way. Which I don't really know if that's like a great perspective to have necessarily, because if it is something in the dark, you probably would at least want to try and run quickly to outrun it. But anyway, the point is, I don't think I had a nightlight when I was younger, and I'm not really, like, I am someone who can sleep with the light on. Like, there's plenty of times I've just completely fallen asleep while like my room light has been on. Normally it's been times when I'm staying up trying to do something, like I'm thinking back to uni times, like staying up trying to do a worksheet, and then I just like fall asleep unknowingly. So yeah, it's not like the light disturbs me so much, but in my eyes it almost feels a little bit stranger having the nightlight. Doesn't it feel like like when you're completely in the dark, I don't know, to me there is some comfort. Like I even used to sleep with a sleeping mask on when I was much younger, so maybe this is like clouding my judgment. But like when you have a nightlight on, like sometimes you can like see shapes in the dark, and then now your mind is now playing tricks on you and seeing things which aren't there, right? I always think back to when I had a sleepover at a friend's house, and he was just like, he swore there was like someone just like there. I mean, he looked, and it was like, oh, it was only because there was like a really dim light basically going on, and it was just basically a coat or something like some combination of clothes just on the door or something, which, you know, makes sense because it's pretty unlikely for a person just to be randomly standing in this random person's room. But yeah, it's an interesting idea, nightlights, because I'm not sure how much comfort they bring. I will say nightlights particularly good for when you're navigating in the dark. Like now I have like little lights which turn on when it goes completely dark, and they're basically like, oh, if you know, you need to go up and you need to go to the bathroom or something, now you actually have like a light to actually go there. It just plugs into a socket. Very convenient, I would say. That gives me that thumbs up, you know. I don't want to have to bring my phone as a torch or something to light the way to actually see what's going on, you know. Just a simple way to see what's happening, just like that, you know. Yeah, I forgot what else I was going to say about this, but like nightlights conceptually, I wonder how common they actually are, because from what I remember having sleepovers with friends, I don't really remember them having a nightlight either. Maybe I do. And I'm genuinely like really trying to think, because I think probably by the age I had sleepovers, probably nightlights weren't as common. My understanding is that they're very common for like toddlers to like young kids, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't have nightlights if you know, your child or you were scared of the dark as a child, or even if you weren't scared of the dark, you found comfort in the light being there. By all means, I can understand it now. Me having this little baby fox light, I get it. It feels warm, it feels nice, it feels cozy. But at the same time, like, part of me is also like, if it was nighttime, maybe this is like, I'd rather not even see like what horrors may await, if there were horrors of my own imagination. I'd much rather just like not see anything. Is that legitimate? I don't know, to be honest. It's something, I would say. Whether that is like a legitimate way to think about things or not, I genuinely, I could not tell you. I just find it, you know, the concept of a nightlight, I suppose, even more deeply fascinating than you might expect. Yeah. Let's search it up a bit more. Nightlight. Oh, Minecraft Creeper Nightlight. So they also have like these nightlights, which are ones which you can just like plug into a socket and it sort of lights up at night time, which I would say, even not for the comfort necessarily of illuminating the dark or something, it's very, very convenient. So I get it, you know. I didn't get it when I was younger, but I get it now. Nightlight is a small light fixture, place for comfort or convenience in dark areas. Small long burning candles serve a similar function and referred to as tea lights. I've never heard of this before, that's kind of cool. Oh, wait, no, I do know what tea lights are. I didn't realise they would function as nightlights. I guess that's true. Relieve the fear of the dark. What's this called? Lycophobia. Scotophobia. Some frequent travellers carry small nightlights for temporary installation in the guest room and bathroom to avoid tripping or falling in an unfamiliar nighttime environment. You see, you know, I never had anything against nightlights, to be honest, but, you know, the concept that they're only there to comfort or fear of dark, of only for a very limited period of life, you know, that's far too restrictive for me. My eyes have been opened, and I realise they've been open for a while because I've had these like nightlights, I suppose, for a while, to be like convenient navigating during nighttime. And I don't know why it's taking me so long to be like, why don't I just get one as well, like a desk one, a simple one. Because it's even funnier, because sometimes I would do my torch on, but it's like one of those things where it's like, unless you like sit down and think about it, you're like, why would I ever not do it this way? It makes so much sense just having like a simple like lamp light, but I just never got one. I would either use my phone or, you know, genuinely, I'm just pretty good at now navigating in the dark. It doesn't make any sense, I think. Exit signs often use tritium radioluminescence. Whoa. Homeowners usually use nightlights in bathrooms, kitchens, hallways to avoid turning on the main light fixture. Yeah, exactly, causing eyes to adjust to a brighter light. I don't know, I feel like my eyes have been open, but also they've been open this entire time to what nightlights are. General pop, fear of dark, emergency exit, pets, etc, etc. I don't know, safety hazard. 10 reports a year of nightlights close to flammable materials were cited for fires. Nightlights with LED bulbs cooler than incandescent light bulbs. I've never even considered the fact that nightlights might use incandescent bulbs. That feels pretty crazy, to be honest. Electroluminescence. Interesting. But yeah, they're just like low power sort of things. Example of a stylized nightlight. The website doesn't appear anymore. Nightlight, and I don't mean the film? What is this? Nightlight Simpsons. Yeah, Ralph Wiggum Nightlight. I remember this now. Someone posted it on Reddit. I don't remember what else happened in that episode, but that's all I remember. I don't know, what are some cool nightlights you can get? Because I would say the nightlights I see, they're all very cutesy ones, right? I guess because they're probably meant to be in like a baby's room. Oh, you know, this is, I'm not gonna lie, as a child, I had a memory now. I did want a nightlight. Not a nightlight because I was scared of the dark, but there were these really cool like constellation based nightlights you can get, which you basically are like star projectors onto the sky. And I remember not always, but I genuinely really wanted one as a child because I was like, they're so cool. Unfortunately, as a child I had pretty bad eyesight, so even if I had that nightlight to gaze up at the stars and learn the constellations, I probably wouldn't even be able to see it because it looks so blurry to me, my terrible short-sightedness. But seeing this image of it triggered a memory in my mind. Going through Argos catalogues or something, seeing that nightlight and being like, oh, that'd be so cool to have one in your room. Like, I actually completely forgot. I even had like glow-in-the-dark stars, like sticker stars or something on, I think, the ceiling in my childhood bedroom. And I remember my ceiling was also like space themed. A lot of things when I was younger pointing to me to be like an astronaut or something. I genuinely even think I wanted to be an astronaut when I was younger as well. I didn't end up going in the astronaut direction. Maybe in a different timeline I did, to be honest. I think it's very plausible. If I'd been had more of a passion, if that passion I suppose carried in from my young childhood and teenage years, maybe, who knows? Maybe in a different life. Young dear darling was bought like a constellation nightlight, learned all the stars, and pursued a career in aerospace. Would it have happened? I don't know, to be honest. I'm just speculating. Anything can happen. But yeah, I actually completely forgot about it. Like, I actually genuinely found those nightlights really cool. I think there's something very nice about low brightness lights. You know? There's a sense of warmth to them, which I think is comforting. Which I don't think is a hot take by any stretch of your imagination. I'm just saying. Maybe I should get even more like all these really nice sort of like cool casual nightlights, you know? A warmth to them. A glow of a light. Help sort of, I don't know, fend off darkness. Because weirdly enough, I don't know, in some ways I was scared of things in the dark, but I wasn't scared of the dark itself. It's probably what I describe. It was sort of like if I didn't see it then it didn't exist kind of thing, which is not really how things work, but still. But yeah, I don't know. There's a part of me which is envious of not having a simple thing like as a nightlight as a child or something? Is it? Because it's not even like that common a thing, it seems. Like, I generally didn't. I don't think I knew any of my friends who hadn't. No, I did have a friend who had a nightlight. Probably a lot of my friends did have nightlights, but there weren't many who I had like slept over at like their house or something when I was that young, I think. But no, I had a friend and he had like a nightlight sort of thing. So probably that was the first time I got introduced to a nightlight. I just didn't understand conceptually what it was. He probably was just like, oh yeah, you know. I probably just like went to sleep and I was like, oh, there's this like random light on. I'm just like, oh, okay. And I just never really thought about it. And probably when I saw that Simpsons episode, it was actually like properly explained. Apparently How to Train Your Dragon nightlights are also a thing. Oh, this is a cool one. It's like fireflies in a jar. That's a good idea. I don't know. Part of me is quite enamoured by these nightlights because they're just really cute. I love these starry constellation nightlights as well, which project stars around the place. Genuinely, I think as a child, if I had one, I think I genuinely would have loved it. I think I would be completely enamoured. I don't know if I could see, like, even now, as an adult, I love looking at a starry night. When I get sleep, I remember when we went out, like, camping once. Not camping, we were camping in, like, a log thing. When you're actually camping, you can't really watch the stars unless you have, like, a window because it's so cold otherwise. But we're, like, in, like, a log cabin. Just, like, I remember peering out the log cabin window just to sort of gaze at the starry night. It truly was beautiful. Anyway. Maybe I should do that. Maybe when I go camping, I should bring, like, a starry night nightlight or something. Just for the vibe. This is like I need like a pillow fort or something. Maybe that's what I need. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to round this episode up here. So if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.